Hey, we're back to finish this off. So I got myself some coffee, and oh, just ignore that. That's not important. That's from oh, that's from my job. Whatever. Let's just continue with these amazing thumbnails. So thumb 121, 15 prog rock albums. So I went crazy and listened to 15 random progressive rock albums. So there's a lot of different bands in here, and for the most part, I enjoyed all of them in a certain way. There were some that I didn't like at all, like Prehensile Tales. Such a disappointment. So yeah, nice video. So yeah, that was a fun time. Let's go on to the next one. Speakerbox The Love Below review. If you're from the United States or any other country outside of Brazil, you probably can't see this video because it has been blocked out. It has been blocked on the exterior. So I believe this video is only viewable in Brazil. If you're that much into my content, you have to either move into Brazil or get yourself a VPN. Too bad I'm not getting sponsored by any VPN to actually watch this video. So let's move on to the next one. Right here we have Doja Cat worst to best albums. Interestingly, I released this before all of the stuff happened. In my honest opinion, she overreacted a lot, but whatever. Everyone to their own, I guess. Overall, I just really liked all of her albums, really interesting albums. And this cover here, I came to perfect the thumbnails for my review and ranking videos, which we're gonna see on the next few videos coming up. October Tides worst to best. This one looks much better, the whole editing aspect of it in comparison to the previous one. This one, just 6 albums. 4 of them I like, 2 of them I despise. Actually, 4 of them I like, 1 of them is like, interesting. And one of those albums I completely despise, which is Winged Waltz. The band's about to release a new album. I don't know if I'm gonna review it or not. I haven't decided. So, yeah. Nice band. I really enjoyed Tune of No Light and Rain Without End. Amazing albums. Grey Dawn was also an amazing album. So, if you're into Death Doom, listen to this band. Let's move on to the next item. Metal Jesus Inside the Metaverse. There's a lot to say about this one. So, if you pay attention, there's like a Zoomer Luigi on this cover right here from Vinesauce, another one of his memes, and I just had to include that somewhere. And there you go. It's watching you. It can see what's inside your soul. Swallow your soul. So there's this video here. This caused a lot of controversy. Oh, everything is fake, I put on the title, and I am looking really stupid. Basically, every single clip in this video is obviously fake. But there are a lot of people in the comment section defending that you haven't lived through this. This is not fake. You're only gonna believe, boy, when you go through something this scary. A bunch of stupid morons basically in the comments. So, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. You won't get what you want. Now, this is an industrial rock album. Industrial rock, noise rock. One of my favorite albums of all time, this one here. 10 out of 10. So, highly recommend it. Let's move on to the next few albums. Not the next few albums, next few videos. Harambe's Adventures. So way back when, like 3-4 years ago, I made a two complete playthrough series of Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country Diddy's Kong Quest. And originally I just took a random print from a random print from those videos and used as a thumbnail. But I decided, it's time to grow up. I went back to every single video and made a new thumbnail for all of them. So that's the first video. I played through the first world. That's the second video through the second world, and I made a joke that Kong was the first of his name because at the time I was watching Game of Thrones probably, so really funny. There's Jon Snow. Then the third video, of course, playing through the third world, and I wrote having fun because I was really frustrated because this game is so hard. I have no idea. Funny enough, way back then as well, like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I played also through the entire game of I Wanna Be the Guy. That whole series also I made thumbnails like this with more editing and of course with a fire. But I didn't save those files on a random folder, so I won't be showing those covers, but whatever, those thumbnails. So let's move on to the next one. The Ice World. I think this was the most frustrating video I made on this series. And then I hate this game. No, this was the most frustrating video from this whole series because I was so mad. You have no idea. So of course a lot of fire, such. Final boss! You can see I was really working hard to make really cool looking thumbnails. Well, if you were to remove the white background, this thumbnail would look much better, but whatever. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. And then I came back and remade all the thumbnails for Diddy's Kong Quest as well, my favorite Donkey Kong Country game. Now, I haven't played the third game. I intend on someday making that series. Someday. I have no idea when, but I will. So I will even like write this down here on my notepad. 1 second. Alright, there you go. Alright, there you go. It's written down. Someday I'm gonna play the third game in the series and finish it completely. But, well, the second one is my favorite one. The third one is my second favorite. And the first one, well, it's not bad, but not my favorite. Then I played through the second world and made a joke, some joke about photographic memory or whatever. I don't remember, it's been so long. 5 seconds into the future as well, I don't remember the joke. There is a joke and it's funny, but I don't remember it. Do you wanna be? Oh, because it's a world where the boss is a bee and there's a lot of bees in it and beehives. It's so funny. Ghosts in the Wind. Well, you can start to see that the thumbnails are a bit clustered. It's a bit confusing to localize yourself on what's happening on the screen. And then Return to Donkey. There's my face because I actually played through this final part with face scan, I believe. I think it was just halfway through the end of the video, not throughout the entire video. Like the first part of it, I didn't have my face scan out. But that was fun. And then the 102% ending. Look at that. I had beard. I think you can see there's some of my project of a beard growing. That was a really fun game, playing throughout this entire series. I loved it. Really fun. So let's just, I believe after these I came back to the future and made a two ranking of all of their albums. Choose albums ranked. So amazing band as well. Let's move on to the next thumbnail. The worst reaction ever. This was the last reaction video I made, I believe. I don't remember making any other video after this, but we'll see. Oh, I made one on Happy Meat Farms. This is the last reaction video I made so far. In the future I intend on going back and watching many more random videos, maybe series. So yeah, a bunch of trypophobia and spiders. Swallow the Sun, worst to best. This band here, it has basically 4 good albums, 2 interesting albums, and 2 bad albums. So, of course, New Moon, their best album, one of the best Death Doom albums of all time. I highly recommend that album. Then I played through the first campaign of Age of Empires beginning to end. William Wallace completed. I intended on making this whole series commented, with commentary and face scan, but I discovered that Age of Empires just doesn't work with OBS Studio on my computer. I need a stronger computer if I were to want to do this whole series, but I discovered that with Fraps I can record the game and the game will look good, but I wouldn't be able to have my face and, well, record my voice, because the video would be pure noise distortion, because you know, there's a lot of filters going on here for you to listen to my voice in this state. And yes, I could record my voice, my face scan on OBS, as I'm doing right now, and the gameplay with Fraps, but it would have been too much work and I just didn't want to go through that for this series. So instead I am just playing it now with Fraps and no commentary. But the video quality is much better thanks to that. So we'll get to those videos later. Now I played throughout the entirety of Half-Life, and you're gonna see on these Half-Life thumbnails that, you know, the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, the fourth episode, the fifth episode, the 6th episode, the 7th episode, the 8th episode, the 9th episode, the 10th episode, the 11th episode, well, there's 11 episodes. Oh no, there's actually more, but you'll notice that I did the same thing. I took a bunch of random prints and smashed them all together, and the thumbnails look a mess because of that. So I decided that I would never make thumbnails like that again. Maybe someday I will, but it highly depends. In this case, for this game, I just stopped doing that, well, after I record the game. Then, well, there's this I really like this thumbnail I made on Saturnus, one of my favorite bands. They only released 5 albums. From those 5 albums, 3 of them are some of my favorite albums ever made. One of them is like good, and the other album is like absolute garbage. So yeah, 5 albums, really good band. Then I made a ranking video on Opeth. Really, look at this thumbnail. Really, I really like how it looked like in the end. So really nice thumbnail. Really beautiful album covers. Then I made a new video reviewing 4 albums from the band Sunchild, 4 other albums. Those were really interesting albums, nothing much special about them. This is no way a really outstanding progressive rock band. They're just good. Then, oh, there's this thumbnail I made on a video. I intended on making a whole series playing throughout every Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies map, but because I discovered that Call of Duty also didn't work that well with OBS, I just called it a day and decided that it's not time for me to make that series. I had the idea to record a bunch of random clips with Fraps and later on make a commented video talking about each map and my opinion of them. And I would use the exact same thumbnail for that video. So maybe I will do that someday, but I am not sure. Instead of playing every map from round 1 to 50. And, well, killing an island, that's the last part. And you can see it's really clustered. There's a big mess, this thumbnail. And I noticed that after this series. I just didn't want to change the way I was making the thumbnails halfway through, so I decided I'm gonna keep this until the end, and for the next series I will stop doing that. Then there is, well, the video you'll see when you open my channel, the ranking of all the albums by my favorite band, Catatonia. Although they have only 12 albums, the video is like 40 minutes long because I went and talked a lot and didn't stop talking about every single album because I really like all of them. Like from 12 albums, like 5 or 6 are my favorite albums of all time, inside my top 50 for sure, so amazing band. Then the next few videos there won't be much for me to talk about because it's just thumbnails from my Age of Empires series. So this is for a level from the William Wallace campaign, 2nd level, 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level, 6th level, 7th level. So if you go back in my channel, there's a complete series of all the campaigns from Age of Empires 2, the HD edition. Not all the campaigns, there's none from Rise of Rajas, the last DLC that game had. And also I never finished Sanjata's campaign. There's like 3 levels I never played. So that series still unfinished, but I don't intend on ever going back to it. So there's this series here, playing the definitive edition, and I intend on playing for real every single level, beat every level on the hardest difficulty, and I so far have already finished 3 campaigns. I am doing well playing on the hardest difficulty. Back then I also played on like standard. I wasn't much of a gamer, but now I am, so there you go. Then I started, well, Joan of Arc campaign, 1st level, 2nd level. Oh, alright. 1st level and 2nd level, playing on the hardest difficulty. Not that hard. The first few levels from the campaign are always the easiest ones, even on hard, but then later on it gets wrecking. Then I made a video ranking Necrophobic, a black and death metal band. This one here, well, I listened to 2 albums from them, and when I saw that their entire discography was on Spotify, I decided, you know, let's rank every single album of them. And I didn't really like them. I mean, if you like black and death metal, go ahead, listen to them. But I am that sort of guy that likes when a band experiments. Each album is different and unique. So far, I am now listening to Borzum currently, and I love how their first 4 albums are really black, atmospheric metal, and then the 2 follow-ups, because the guy was in prison. Now, maybe I'll make a video talking about him one day. Because the guy was in prison, he had just a keyboard, and then he released fully experimental albums. The next 2 following albums, I haven't listened to the rest of the discography, but that's what I like. When you listen to the first album of a band, when you listen to the second album, it's very different from the first. When you listen to the third album, it's very different from everything you listened before. When you listen to the fourth album, what the hell, is this the same band? It sounds completely different. I love that in any band. Bands that keep the same sound for every single album are most definitely cases I won't like their sound. Just won't. AC/DC, amazing band. I don't like AC/DC, alright? I just don't like them. Necrophobic, same thing. The one album they went full out and did something very different, very unique, is Dark Side, which is my number 1. So yeah, Dark Side, they tried something different. I loved it. Well, let's continue. More videos on Age of Empires Mission 3 from Joan of Arc. Mission 4. Oh, Mission 4, there was a spot. This one I took for the print, for the thumbnail. I thought I was going to lose because the enemy just sent a bunch of trebuchets, and there's someone screaming nearby. The enemy sent a bunch of trebuchets and capped rams and a bunch of knights, and I had just a bunch of scouts and like a castle. So I was in despair. I thought that I was going to lose my castles and lose the level, but I managed to beat them and, well, finish the level. So that was great. The 5th level from Joan of Arc's campaign. This one I played like 5 times, not because it's a hard level, but because the first time the game crashed. The second time I think I wasn't really recording. The third time I think the lights went out and I just lost the recording. The fourth time I believe I got to the end of the level, but Joan of Arc died in a stupid manner. Or was it the time where I recorded the whole level but discovered that Fraps wasn't recording because I have 2 monitors, and when you have 2 monitors with Fraps it just records a black screen, so that's not nice. Not nice at all. Someone just sent me a message. Ah, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, Joan of Arc, 6th level. This one, funny enough, I had to go back. I played it like 5-6 times. I lost every single part. I was so frustrated. I had to go back and watch my old video from Age of Empires HD on how I beat this level, and then I got it. Oh right, you have to do that. You can't just sit back and wait. You need to go full on aggressive and defeat Burgundy and Shrewsbury at the very beginning of the game, before they launch any attack on you. So yeah, I did that and I won easily. So thanks to my old video I discovered how to do that. Then I started the Barbarossa campaign. The campaign I believe is the longest one in the entire game because all the levels are really long. So the first level, really easy level. Second level, when you know what to do, it's really easy as well. Third level, you just need to relax, sit back, defend your base, build a huge navy and you win. Fourth level, this level is so frustrating you have no idea. Like for this level here, I tried a few times. I have no idea how would you ever beat this level not defeating Venice. Like Venice is all the time sending ships at you, destroying your base from the sea. From what I saw on the internet, everyone who beats this level beats it by defeating Venice and building the wonder in their lands. So I have no idea if there's any other way for you to beat this level. Oh, after this one, there is the 5th level, which also I never saw anyone taking the southern path. Everyone goes through Constantinople. I never saw anyone manage to go directly past Constantinople to the south, follow that path. It's like there's a bunch of bombard towers in the south and a bunch of ships and you have none to defend yourself, so what's the point in having that when you can go through Constantinople and get a huge navy? Like, whatever. And then the last level, which was also frustrating, but I managed, without watching my old series, I managed to beat this level on my second try. Look at that, so amazing. The first one was a disaster. And then you can see here is my first video I made for the Sun Tzu campaign, Art of War, which basically teaches you how to play online games. I was never into the online gameplay. I always prefer to just play the campaigns. But well, for this first video I tried like 7-8 times to get the gold medal, and then I got the gold medal and decided, alright, I'm gonna do the exact same thing for the video. And if you watch the video, there's like a timer. I believe when the timer was like 7 minutes and 58 seconds, like 2 seconds remaining, I managed to go up to the feudal age and beat the level and get the golden medal again. So really nice that I got that. And as I'm making this video, this is the last one I recorded. So probably before you watching this video, I released many more after Sun Tzu for part 1. But at the point I'm making this video, that's the last thumbnail I made. So for the next thumbnails, I won't save them after using them. I just don't see a point in that anymore. I don't really understand why I was saving these thumbnails in the first place. But well, here's the video going through my older thumbnails and reviewing them. Really interesting thing to do. And well, leave in the comments your thoughts on the older thumbnails. What do you think Do you like the clustered mess of a thumbnail that I used for my Half-Life series? Should I go back to using it? Probably not. So yeah, whatever. That's a video. I hope you enjoyed these 3 videos I made on older thumbnails. Until the next one, see you then.